Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face while you're sleeping. Have you ever seen an odd-looking car on the road? Or perhaps you're the owner of a more unique type of car than the usual basic ones we see? Whatever it is, spotting unusual cars driving by can spark nostalgia or even pique one's curiosity. Join us as today we'll be taking a look at the 10 most unusual cars in the world. Number 10. Streamline Cars R100. Sir Dennistoun Burney wanted to adapt his experience in aviation to automobiles. His intention was to mimic the aerodynamic design of airships onto car bodies. However, he never intended to start a car production company. He just wanted to design the streamlined car bodies. But nevertheless, Streamline Cars Ltd was founded. He took many design elements of planes like flexible cables, independent suspension of all four wheels, and hydraulic brakes, and applied them to his cars. But most of all, he wanted a streamlined car body. Compared to the standard cars back in the day, this vehicle was revolutionary. The aerodynamic design had no protruding parts. Both headlights were beautifully integrated into the car body. Due to the fact that he planned the front design as flat and aerodynamically as possible, a front engine design was not possible. The engine was placed in the rear of the car. Only 25 copies of the car were produced until production came to a screeching halt. Number 9. 1936 Stout Scarab. Before other name-brand minivans began dominating the minivan market, there was the Stout Scarab. First created in the 1930s, believe it or not, it is considered as the first minivan in the world. Designer William Stout, who had a background in aircraft engineering, excelled at combining luxury and leisure into transportation. And the Scarab is just an example of that. Think of it as a diner on wheels. It was not a very big car, but despite that, it was fitted with a V8 engine to boot. Sadly, the brand wasn't a success because of the price tag. Few people were willing to pay for the innovation, as it cost $5,000 back then to own, which now is around $90,000 today, and cost even more than the luxurious Chrysler Imperials of that age. Only 9 examples of this minivan were built, and only 5 still exist today. Number 8. General Motors Firebird. General Motors built quite a few weird and wonderful cars just to show what they were capable of in terms of method and creativity. Or in other words, the Firebirds. These were inspired by the designs of fighter aircraft. One thing's for sure, they sure deserve an award for coming up with such a cool name. But these cars owe more of their design to jet planes than to birds. They were sleek and streamlined, and 4 Firebirds were designed and built over the years. Some of their more unusual features were their bubble-topped canopies, their tail fins and short wings, and the steering being controlled by a joystick positioned between the 2 seats. This was supposed to give the car a futuristic feel and instill the experience of flying a plane. The cars were powered by the same big gas turbine engines, which also powered fighter jets. As a result, they were very unstable due to the high power, so it was difficult to test them. Number 7. Pique P50. The Pique P50 is a world record breaker. It was even listed in the 2010 Guinness Book of World Records as the smallest car ever made. This 3-wheeled microcar was originally made by the Pique Engineering Company for only 3 years. It was advertised as being the perfect size to fit 1 adult and 1 shopping bag. No room for anything else in this tiny car. It only has 1 door, which is on the left-hand side, and 1 headlight. Going backwards in the Pique P50 was not an easy option, as the car had no reverse gear and needed to be maneuvered backwards physically using a handle at the car's back. Only 50 of these odd little cars were ever made, and only 27 are still known to exist. Number 6. Ferrari 512S Modulo. At first glance, you would be forgiven for thinking that the Ferrari 512S Modulo looks more like a spaceship than a car. This was a car developed to go as fast as possible, and so has quite an unusual design to make it that way. It comes with an extremely low, wedge-shaped body, less than a meter high, in order to be as aerodynamic as possible, and also has a canopy-style glass roof, which slides forward to allow the driver to enter the cabin. The Ferrari 512S Modulo was a concept sports car, first unveiled at the 1970 Geneva Motor Show. All 4 of the car's wheels are partially covered, adding to the illusion that it's a hovering spaceship rather than a car. The Ferrari V12 engine allows the Modulo to reach a top speed of around 350 kilometers per hour and to get from 0 to 60 in an impressive 3 seconds. Although it was built in the 70s, it still looks quite futuristic today, but unfortunately, it never went into production, and Ferrari kept it as a one-off. Number 5. The Sunswift Eve. Well, it does seem that electric and self-driving cars might be the future of cars. Many of you might not know that the solar car industry also happens to be one of the most niche and innovative automobile alternatives out there. The Australian-based Sunswift have created a wide range of high-tech, solar-powered vehicles. The Sunswift Eve is their most recent invention, fitted with a variety of solar panels on the top and designed with the sleekness of a sports car. Not only does the vehicle run entirely off of the sun, but it can also travel up to 310 miles on only a single charge. How cool does that sound? Number 4. The DMC DeLorean. The DMC DeLorean that shot to fame for its appearance as a time machine in the Back to the Future films is actually a real car. This sleek sports car was manufactured by the DeLorean Motor Company. It stood out from others at the time due to its gull-wing doors, which opened upwards and outwards, instead of the same way as a normal car door. Whilst this feature looks super cool, it does not seem very practical, especially when you might need to squeeze into a small space at a car park. Fun fact, DeLoreans can reach a speed of up to 150 miles per hour. Sadly, the car did not live up to its spectacular looks and steep price tag, as there was much disappointment being felt over its lack of power and performance. Production was brought to a stop pretty soon, and in 2007, there were thought to be about 6,500 DeLoreans still in existence. Number 3. Reliant Robin. In case you've been living under a rock, you would know that almost every car has 4 wheels. The Reliant Robin, affectionately nicknamed the Plastic Pig because of its distinctive shape, strays away from this, as it only has 3 wheels, 2 at the back and 1 at the front. This car was the second most popular fiberglass car in history. The Reliant Motor Company produced the Reliant Robin over a 30-year period, offering a few different versions. The Mark I Robin was received with open arms because of its sleek design and economical price tag. In 2000, the last Reliant Robin was produced and given away by the Sun newspaper in a Valentine's Day competition in 2001. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by one of our subscribers, so if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it on over to us. Who knows? We might even feature it on future videos. Number 2. The image displayed before you is clearly an 8-wheel drive. Why a car would need this many wheels is beyond us, but this car is actually a prototype made by some crazy genius. He has undertaken several mad projects, and this is the next one on his list. The car is still in its initial phases, and he is fitting his car with a lot of wheels so that it can overcome any sort of terrain. It is still not known what the next stage is really, but we're sure looking forward to seeing where the design goes from here. There's an odd chance it could even be a weapon of some sort. Number 1. The zombie-proof Maybach Accelero. When it was introduced for the first time, the incredibly luxurious, high-performance sports car Maybach Accelero had stirred up conversation in the automotive world. But in the past decade, the highly rare $8 million sports car has been rather long forgotten. But even after 9 years, it still looks stunning. And now, Jordan-based designer Khaled El-Kayed has transformed the Maybach Accelero into the ultimate zombie fighting machine. It was already powered by a massive V12 engine, pumping out 700 horsepower. And now, this two-door is perfect for outrunning anything in the event that we have to confront a doomsday situation or a zombie apocalypse. The car has been completely upgraded to withstand apocalyptic battles. Equipment includes everything from tank-inspired tracks on the rear wheels to the thick armor plating covering the passenger compartment and multi-purpose bull bar up front. Of course, what would a zombie apocalypse vehicle be without weapons? This Maybach has been equipped with a gun that pops out of the hood, dual rear machine guns, and a rocket launcher. Well, that concludes our list of the 10 most unusual cars in the world. Let us know in the comment section below which one of these you thought was the strangest. And do let us know if we missed a good one. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell icon.